Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, today my groups will present about Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Hartalega Holdings Berhad. So in this presentation, we will divide into 4 parts, which is first, introduction and summary, second, the data analysis, third, additional calculation, and fourth, the last one is about the conclusion. Before we proceed more about our presentation, let me introduce our group's members. So for our first presenter, it will be me, which is, my name is Muhammad Fauzan bin Romzi. Our second presenter will be Nurul Syukrina binti Azman. Our third presenter will be Luqman Al-Hakim bin Suhaimi. And our last presenter will be Shaliza Mazlina binti Zaini. Without wasting any time, let me go through the presentation. So, let's go!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, my name is Muhammad Fauzan bin Romzi. So, before we proceed to our presentation, more details, so let me introduce about this assignment. So, this assignment is required to analyze the capital structure of 2 companies that had been chosen from our group, which are Hartalega Holdings Berhad and Top Glove Corporation Berhad. This assignment also required us to prepare a report to the board of directors of our boardrooms companies using the latest financial report 2020 by using the research and analytical skills that had been developed in the class. As a result of the discussion together, we choose these 2 large companies because they are very much in line with the pandemic situation that is plaguing us. Okay, next I will explain about the summary of the both two company. So first, Hartalega Holdings Berhad. Quancam Hans is a Malaysian-based investment holding corporation. Hartalega Holdings Berhad, headquartered in Kuala Lumpur, which is located in Malaysia. Hartalega major concern of latex and nitrile glove manufacturing. Hartalega was established in 1988 and produced 14 billion gloves a year, the largest nitrile glove manufacturer worldwide. It exports to the United States, Europe, Asia Pacific, and the Near East. On 17 April 2008, Harta was listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia. The group has continued to produce a glove with a focus on efficiency and safety, a crucial reason why they are trusted as the original equipment manufacturer (OEM). The corporation has 7,800 employees in 8 specialized production plants. Harta offers a wide variety of high-quality and essential safety items, example nitrile glove, rubber glove, operating glove, and laboratory glove. Next, I will proceed to the summary of Top Glove Corporation Berhad. Top Glove Corporation Berhad, founded in 1991, is Malaysia's largest glove maker. Top Glove only began as a small company with 1 manufacturing plant and 1 glove line. Today, accounted for 26% of the global rubber glove industries. Top Glove was listed on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange, now it called as Bursa Malaysia, in August 2001. In the span of a year, Top Glove Corporation Berhad listing was promoted from the second board to the main board on May 16, 2002. On 28 June 2016, Top Glove was also listed at number 9 on the main board of the Singapore Exchange. Meanwhile, for the latest, in April 2020, the company announced that it would manufacture face masks due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In data analysis, we have 3 components, such as calculations of capital structure, alternative capital structure, and explanations the change.
In calculations of capital structure describe the combinations of debt and equity used by a firm to fund its overall activity and development. There are 4 approaches that being used to measure the company performance. First approach is operating income. Operating income refers to the amount of profit generated from a company activity after deducting operating expenses. The total operating income for Top Glove Corporation Berhad in 2020 is 210,854,6000, while for Hartalega Holding Berhad is 554,186,794.
Next is net income. Net income is measured by subtracting revenue from cost of goods sold, selling, general and administrative expenses and other expenses. Total net income in 2020 for Top Glove is 1788830,000, while for Hartalega is 434397384. Third, earning per share, EPS, calculated by dividing a company net profit by the amount of common share outstanding. EPS is a common metric for estimate corporation valuation because it shows how much money a corporation makes for each share of its stock. EPS for Top Glove is 69 cents per share, while for Hartalega is 30 cents per share. Last approach is return on equity. ROE is a term used in the management of equity or capital held with the aim of using a company profit in relation to the effectiveness of the company, which is ROE measure the profitability of a corporation in relation to stockholder equity. The total ROE for Top Glove is 56.12%, while Hartalega is 70.8%. Alternative capital structure for EPS and ROE. This is capital structure account for Top Glove and Hartalega that we estimate from statement of financial positions that we increase net income for the alternative capital structure. EPS is important for all investors because it shows how much profit each ordinary shareholder earns. A high EPS means better value and buyers will pay more for a company share if they believe the company's earnings are greater than the share price. EPS is influenced by a variety of causes that can lead to improve in EPS. To improve the EPS, companies need increase their profit. This is the result when we increase the profits. EPS for Top Glove is 75 cents per share, while Hartalega is 40 cents per share. Profit are the numerator of the return on equity ratio. Increase profit on equity increase the company return on equity. There are multiple ways to increase profit, and you do not necessarily have to sell more product. They may also result from increase the price of goods and service, reducing the cost of products sold, lowering operating costs, or a mixture of the three. The total ROE for Top Glove is 61.74%, while Hartalega is 80.87%.
Explanation of the changes. First, operating income. The value of Top Glove operating income Rm 2.1 billion is much higher than the value of Hartalega Holding Berhad operating income 5 million. Second, net income. Without alternative, net income for Top Glove 1.7 billion. Net income for the Hartalega 4.3 million. With alternative, net income for Top Glove increased to 1.9 billion and net income Hartalega Holding Berhad increased to 4.8 million. Third, earning per share EPS. As we can see, for Top Glove, EPS from Rm 69 cents to Rm 75 cents after implement the alternative technique. Same goes to Hartalega Holding Berhad, the EPS from Rm 13 cents to 14 cents. Return of equity ROE. Top Glove Corporation earned ROE 61.74% higher after alternative, higher than without alternative 56.12%. Hartalega Holding Berhad earns ROE 18.87% higher after alternative, higher than without alternative 17.08%.
Thank
Thank you, Shukrina, for the explanation. Now I will continue about the additional calculation. Firstly is value of the firm. Value of the firm is basically the sum of claim of its creditors and shareholders. Okay, from the slide we can see that the value of the firm without debt for Top Glove is 70 billion, 4,476,000 ringgit, and for Hartalega is 1,207,754,810 ringgit. And for the value of the firm with debt, Top Glove value is 72,519,557,000 ringgit, and for Hartalega is 1,978,555,458 ringgit. Next is value of equity after market capitalization. Value of equity represents how much investors think a company is worth today. Okay, for Top Glove, the value is 71,184,557,000 ringgit, and for Hartalega is 232,798,776 ringgit. For the cost of equity after market capitalization, it represents the compensation the market demands in exchange of owning the assets and bearing the risks of ownership. We will use the formula of CIPM to get the amounts. And for the Top Glove is negative 2.23%, and for Hartalega is 9.29%. Next is weighted average cost of capital after market capitalization, which represent the average rate of company expect to pay to finance its assets. Okay, for Top Glove, the amount is 419,676,131 ringgit and 60 cent, and for Hartalega is 103,554,458 ringgit. Next, how is company financing its assets? Okay, there are two ways to finance the assets. The firstly involve company using financing to secure the use of assets, including equipment, machinery, property, and other capital assets. A company will be entitled to full use of the asset over a set of period of time and will make regular payment to the lender for the use of the asset. The second variation of asset financing is used when a company looks to secure a loan by pledging the assets they own as collateral. With a traditional loan, funding is given out based on the creditworthiness of a company and the prospect of its business and project. There are 5 types of asset financing, which include hire purchase, equipment lease, operating lease, finance lease, and asset refinance. The next question is, are the manager company generating an adequate operating profit on the company's assets? Firstly, we will use operating return on assets, which indicates the level of operating profits relative to the firm's total assets. For the Top Glove, the operating return on assets is 29.37%, while for Hartalega is 14%. Second, we will use the operating profit margin, which examines how effective the company is in managing its cost of goods sold and operating expenses that determine the operating profit. For the Top Glove, the operating profit margin is 39.37%, while for Hartalega is 21.63%. Third is total asset turnover. This is ratio measure how efficiently the firm is using its assets in generating sales. For the Top Glove, the total asset turnover is 74.59%, while for Hartalega is 64.68%. Lastly is fixed asset turnover. This ratio measures how efficiently a firm is using its assets in generating sales. For Top Glove, the fixed asset turnover is 147%, while for Hartalega is 85.98%. That's all from me. Now I will pass to Shaliza.
My name is Shalisa Maslina binti Zaini. My matric number is T201810818662. Factors that may affect current and future performance. First, trust. At every level of the organization, insist that workers understand the importance of keeping their word and living up values. Second, decisiveness. Firm need to make decisions promptly instead of waiting for every last piece of data. An imperfect decision that can correct later is almost always better than a right answer that comes too late. Third, competition. Firm need to study the market and get to know everything about other rivals in the same industry in order to compete. Fourth, records. Firm must recording all activities and transactions. Good records help firm preserve ideas, establish credibility, and proof point when the facts aren't clear. This applies to finance, employees, ideas, and everything related. Fifth, network. Build relationship and connection with many people for ideas, opportunities, and collaboration in and out of the industries. 6. Patience. Establishing a habit of slow but steady success will build everyone's confidence and minimize risk. 7th, risk. Sometimes, firm must simply take a risk to move forward, with all the other factors solidly established, should be in position to predict potential success. Lastly, optimist. Maintain a positive attitude rather than an outlook of impending doom. The future looks brightest for those who look for the bright side. Conclusion. Both companies have strong potential in market and good capital structure but have their own strengths and weaknesses to overcome. Next, managers should also be wise in choosing the financial of their company's asset based on business model. Other than that, improve the company's performance in terms of sales and position in the market by adopting several factors that can lead to development. And lastly, companies have to do more proactive strategies and actions in order to have good capital structure. That's all from our group. Thank you.